Hi, Jason.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone that's watching. Today, I'm having my Eventprofs Together at Home chat with Jason. Jason and I actually haven't known each other that long. We met each other at IBTM last year. And we had really great discussion and really great conversation. And we were thinking we always wanted to collaborate on something. So when I started this series, of course, Jason was one of the top people on my list that I wanted to call and have a chat with. And he has agreed to be part of our little series. So thank you very much. And now I'm going to throw
Thank
it
you.
over to Jason. So, Jason, give us a little introduction to who you are, what you do, where you are in lockdown, and who are you with?
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for having me here. I'm excited to be on this show. I think it's a great idea. My name is Jason Greenman. I'm the CEO of Akommo here in Barcelona, which I founded with a good friend of mine about 13 years ago.
Mhm.
Our mission at Akommo is really to try to make the lives of event planners easier and more enjoyable. Kind of act as partners to event planners around the world. And we do that by helping them find venues and accommodation for corporate events.
Okay.
I am definitely on lockdown. I'm located in Barcelona or just outside of Barcelona. We've been on lockdown for what feels like forever, but it's probably been about 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
And it's a pretty serious one. So you're allowed to leave for groceries, for to go to the pharmacy,
Mhm.
and to walk the dog. If you're lucky enough to have a dog, you're allowed to leave the house as well.
Okay.
And I am locked down with my wife and my two children of 3 and 5 years old. So
Okay.
I am not bored in the house.
I hear
That is
you.
for sure.
Yeah. So how have you set yourself up then? Do you have like a dedicated office? Are you finding yourself moving around at home?
Yeah. So I kind of, I'm really a believer in when there's a lot of chaos to create as much structure as possible. So
Yeah.
it was really important for me to set up a specific static place in the house where I work.
Mhm.
That happens to be the guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Not the most exciting room in the house, but it has two features which I love, which some natural light behind me, and it has a door that closes with a lock. So
Ah, the lock is
it's
very
very,
important.
it's very important.
Okay, so now what are your three daily essentials now that you find yourself in this environment, in this situation, working from home?
Okay. Um, Three of them. I would guess that most importantly, it would be to. Uh,
I knew it was gonna happen.
there's. Let me put the lock on now.
It's good to have a
That
lock. You
was
gotta put the lock on.
exactly. May as well use it, right? So, three daily essentials. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
So, number one is I try to begin every day like I would in a normal situation. So, I get up, I shower, get dressed, have breakfast, exactly like I'm about to commute to the office.
Hmm.
Except instead of getting in the car and going to the office, I walk downstairs here.
Yep.
Also, having a really comfortable workplace is important. So I brought my second screen from the office at home, so I
Okay.
work on two screens. I've got as well like comfortable chair and music. I work with music a lot,
Okay.
kind of background music,
The
and
background. Yeah.
keeps me happy. And then also the third daily essential is really to try to make time, especially right now, to socialize. So whether that is obviously with my family, so making time to be with my family and play and hang out and eat, and also digitally too. So calling up friends and colleagues and just trying to be extra social when we're all kind of confined at the moment.
Perfect. And have you come to realize anything about your habits or yourself in this environment now that you've been in it for an extended period of time? Could be good or bad, something you're doing more or something you didn't ever think you would be doing type thing.
Sure. I think what I've realized is I'd gotten lazy on my habits a little bit.
Mhm.
I think when you get into a routine and things are just kind of chugging along in a normal circumstance, you tend to kind of ignore
Yeah.
certain habits and analyze whether they're good or bad. So something positive that has come out of this is I'm really focusing on habits again.
Okay.
The main one for me is working out. I used to work out a lot. I'd stopped for probably a couple years really,
Yeah.
and now I'm getting back into a habit of at least half an hour a day doing some sort of a HIIT workout.
Okay.
And that's been a really nice habit to get back into. And
Perfect. And so I
yeah.
guess my next question is, what are you doing from a wellness perspective? So we know you're doing the
Mhm.
working out from a physical
Yep.
wellness perspective. What about a mental? So, what are you doing for mental and physical
Mhm.
wellness?
Sure. So the physical one, basically, again, sticking to a routine, usually every day around 12, I'll go upstairs, have lunch with my kids, my wife, and
Mhm.
then we'll also all go out to the garden and do some exercise all together.
Oh, that's
There's a
cool.
really, yeah, there's a really great app called the Nike Training Club.
Okay.
It's free. You can download it, and it kind of sends you. You can search for customized workouts. So
Okay.
basically, they show you a video of what to do.
Hmm.
You can choose. They've got hundreds of them. That you can choose your intensity. You can choose. There's so many different things you can search for,
Okay.
and then it just shows you a workout for 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes, however long you want to. So physically, that's what I'm using, the Nike Training Club app. I
Great.
definitely
Great
check it out.
recommendation. Thank you. Okay.
And mentally, I don't know. I'm pretty calm in my mind in general, so I haven't had to
Yeah.
focus too much mentally. But I am starting to read a book called Atomic Habits.
Okay.
So going back to habits,
Hmm.
and that is written by a guy named James Clear,
Hmm.
and it basically talks about how to improve your habits, kind of what we talked about in the last question.
Okay.
Highly recommended too.
And in this time of we're watching a lot of things, we're doing a lot of things, have you been following anyone online, any celebrities, any shows you're watching a lot of, or any recommendations that you can give on a daily basis, kind of that have been bringing you joy or positive vibes in
Mhm.
this time?
Sure. To be honest, consuming content right now is really difficult. Working from home, as well as having the kids at home from school,
Yeah.
is much more than a full-time job. So,
Yeah.
just kind of making the business side float and balancing that with the family has been a massive endeavor, so to
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
So to be completely honest, maybe a show on Netflix every once in a while, but usually
Yeah.
by the time it's late, one of the habits I'm trying to change is pick up a book rather than turn on Netflix.
Okay. Very good.
Um, and so in that sense, there's not anybody I'm really following, but I'd have to say I am leaning more into my team, my family, my friends, making more phone calls, more video calls, more house party calls
House
on the
party.
house
Yes.
party app. And I think psychologically that's helping a lot. So making sure to stay very connected to the people closest to me.
Perfect. That's nice. Yeah, and I think that's really really important right now to do for
Mhm.
for everyone because we need it.
Yeah.
And so what? This is a question, and this is a new question
All
that I've
right.
added.
Bring it.
And it's, as you were saying, in this time, I would imagine right now more than ever, everyone is consuming content. Everyone is online, checking their emails, checking the news, checking their platforms in every shape and form. It's pretty intense. So are you practicing some sort of digital detox?
Sure. It's a good question. I think that I'm trying to. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
that I'm being very successful at the moment, but the strategy that I'm trying to implement is not checking the phone or computer until I
Mhm.
sit down to work.
Yep.
So that's waking up, showering, going and having breakfast with the family, and ignoring the phone
Mhm.
entirely until I sit down at the computer. Allowing myself digital time throughout the day, throughout the workday.
Mhm.
But again, once the workday is over, once I leave my desk, my home desk here,
Yep.
again, trying to ignore the phone and turn it off at least until the kids are asleep. So at least there's at least 2 or 3 hours that I'm not checking
You're
emails, I'm
not
not
on.
checking WhatsApps. And like I said, I wouldn't say I'm being very successful at that, but that's my goal. That's my
Okay.
detox goal at the moment.
Okay. Well, everything has to happen in baby steps, right? You can't
That's
just
yes.
detox
No.
fully. I think if we take it a day at a time and practice it as much as we can, then it becomes a habit, right?
Exactly right.
So,
Hmm.
so there you go. Now, what is the first place that you are gonna physically go to once this whole lockdown situation is over around you? Like, open your door, go. Where do you want to go?
The beach.
The beach.
Was that too fast?
I
the,
understand it.
the
Barcelona, I mean, of course.
yeah, the weather has been beautiful. Spring has sprung, the flowers are blooming, the sun
Mm.
is out, and we live about 5 minutes from the beach. And yeah, I can't wait to go swim in the Mediterranean and build sandcastles in the sand, basically.
Oh, that sounds nice. And once we can all get on a plane again and fly somewhere, where is the
Hmm.
first place that you want to travel to?
There's so many places. There's so many places I'd like to go. We've been talking about going to Menorca, which is a very easy flight from Barcelona. We've talked about maybe going to Greece. All these places also have something in common. I just realized, which is the beach. uh,
You're drawn
and I mean,
to seaside places, so
yeah, exactly. And I'm from Florida originally, so my parents still live in the Keys in Florida. So
oh,
another
nice.
place that I'm thinking about as well is going back to the Keys. Hopefully, once this is all over, everybody's healthy, and it's kind of given me another reason to appreciate being close to family. So I'm also kind of excited to get home and hang out with my parents.
Absolutely, absolutely. I hear you on that. Now, last question. Any words of advice for all of us event profs that are in this situation together?
Yeah. Um, it's such a strange time. It's such a weird time, but it's also a time that we are. I don't know if everybody in not only the industry but the whole world has got a common goal,
Mm-hmm.
and find themselves in the exact same position. I mean, as a business, I think the most important thing is to be prepared for what's probably going to be a very long, dry journey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any events taking place before June,
Mm-hmm.
and even June is starting to feel quite optimistic. So make sure you've got your finances in order. Start watching your expenses very closely,
Yeah.
and also take help wherever you can. The
Mm-hmm.
goal really for me, but also I think for everybody, is just to survive and to come through on the other side of this tunnel, as a business, as an event planner. And I think also it's really important that having that kind of very stoic, serious thought in your head
Yeah.
is also to be open to like the opportunities that are there, because whether it's spending more time with your family, because
Mm-hmm.
these 3 months that we're on lockdown, this will never happen again. We'll never have the
That's
opportunity
true.
to be
We
with
hope
my
it'll never
kids
happen
for
again.
3 months, right? Let's hope so. But look for the opportunities, right? And take time to work on these projects that you've been putting off. The something like you're doing, this sort of a creative project, I think is fantastic, and it's probably
Thank you.
the result of this situation as well. So
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
know, be prepared for the worst, but also look for the opportunities in the fog, and this is the time to jump at those opportunities too.
Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you so much, Jason, for joining me on Event Profs Together at Home. I
Thank
wish
you.
you the best in this time. Stay inside, stay healthy for you and your
Yep.
family. I look forward to seeing you in Barcelona this year,
Yes.
and
Yes.
hopefully we'll do something together. And for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching and tuning in to me and Jason chat. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks all.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, Sabrina. Bye.